Over 400 million Africans live in extreme and moderate poverty. Trade and access to new markets is essential for us as Africans to reduce poverty. The AfCFTA, with its comprehensive and continental scope, offers Africa a path out of poverty through trade, where we intensify our efforts aimed at economic integration and laying the groundwork for a single continental market. I believe we enhance our opportunity as Africans to defeat extreme and moderate poverty. Your Excellency, President Kagame, you hosted the 10th extraordinary session of the Assembly of Heads of States and Government here in this very hall in 2018, as Minister Sibayizi noted, for the signing ceremony of the agreement establishing the AfCFTA. Since that day, 21st of March 2018, 48 countries have ratified the agreement establishing the AfCFTA. Negotiations of all the protocols have successfully been concluded and adopted by the Assembly of Heads of States and Government of the African Union. More importantly, commercially meaningful trade has commenced under the Guided Trade Initiative, which we launched in October 2022 with 7 countries at that time. This year, 39 countries will be trading under the Guided Trade Initiative, demonstrating commercially meaningful trade on the basis of the AfCFTA. Less than 1 month ago, private sector here in Rwanda exported to Ghana a consignment that included 400 kilograms of tea, 400 kilograms of coffee, and other products. This export of this consignment demonstrates a trend which began in October 2022 of focusing on trade in value-added production, signaling a strategic shift away from traditional export of unprocessed raw materials. Commercially meaningful trade under the preferences of the AfCFTA is therefore taking place. Although modest in volume, we do, however, see trade happening across regions of the African continent. Large and small economies are issuing certificates of origin, which is evidence of this trade, for exports to other state parties. And in this regard, I was particularly privileged to be invited to Nigeria to witness the issuing of the first certificate of origin by the government of Nigeria to a woman-owned small-medium enterprise on 16th July this year. That certificate of origin was issued to Mama Chinwe Ezenwa, the CEO of Leluk. I believe Mama Chinwe Ezenwa is here with us. This, to me, is a remarkable example of prospects for women-owned businesses, for youth-owned businesses, where we fully implement the protocol on women and youth in trade. Mama Chinwe Ezenwa's certificate of origin, the number is 00001. She is the very first one to export. What holds further promise is leveraging on Africa's digital economy. The recently adopted protocol on digital trade. Our youth, who are at the cutting edge of Africa's digital economy, are set to take advantage of an expanded digital market in Africa through establishing digital public infrastructure that truly addresses the imperative of digital and financial inclusion to advance Africa's development objectives. As we convene here, using a digital platform which AfCFTA and Afreximbank introduced, we are able, as Africans, for the very first time, to trade in local currency, using the Pan-African Payments and Settlement System, which the AfCFTA strongly supports. our continent must be a digital single market by 2030 to create jobs, innovation, opportunities for young people. The Protocol on Digital Trade takes us in this direction. Fragmentation, differentials in levels of economic development run deep in our country, in our countries. That is why, in order to ensure inclusive growth across and in country, we introduced the AfCFTA Adjustment Fund. We partnered with AfCFTA to establish the AfCFTA Adjustment Fund, which is domiciled here in Rwanda. We have already a capital injection of over $1 billion to support countries to trade under the AfCFTA using the fund. Our target is to raise up to $10 billion, and I therefore thank AfCFTA for this partnership. Whilst we celebrate the objectively remarkable progress that we as Africans have made under the leadership of the Assembly of Heads of States and Government in the implementation of the AfCFTA, and whilst much progress has been achieved in a relatively short period of time, we still have a lot of work to do. We remain under no illusion as a Secretariat of the challenges that lie ahead. The cost of trade finance continues to be prohibitively high, excluding millions from the market. The infrastructure deficit continues to constrain enhanced trade flows. We continue to be in a position of over-reliance on imports of pharmaceuticals. And in this regard, we have committed with Africa CDC to tackle this challenge. The cost of transport and logistics continues to have a negative impact on trade. And of course, the lack of progress in achieving free movement of persons in Africa. These are some of the challenges, the very difficult challenges that shall lie ahead. But as I noted before, we should not allow the magnitude of the challenges to define our resolve to achieve a better Africa. We must not step back from the task, from the challenge, because it appears to be too difficult. So as I conclude, Your Excellencies, let me leave you with the words of the great Pan-Africanist, President Thomas Sankara, who implored us as Africans to dare to invent the future that we want.
Secretary General Wamkele Mene.